The mother? Let's see. Smash that like button.
The Department of Children and Families is now explaining its involvement with a 12-year-old Jacqueline Torres Garcia, whose remains were found in New Britain.
DCF has faced intense questioning since it was revealed the department had been involved with the family. NBC Connecticut's Matt Austin is joining us now in studio to break down this timeline that they're providing.
Yeah, so Keisha and Michael, a lot to walk through here. The Department of Children and Families thought its last time seeing Jacqueline Torres Garcia was during a video call earlier this year. But police believe that was actually months after her death. And now there are questions about the identity of the girl who apparently posed as Jacqueline. Now, going back, the department says they were first involved with the family in January 2013 when Jacqueline was born and her mother, Carla Garcia, was in a detention center. Jacqueline was placed with her father's family, and that's where she remained until 2022. Family court documents indicate the girl, known as Mimi, lived with her grandmother, Patricia Delgado.
Only God is helping me. God is helping me to pass this process. I've been with her forever, and I'm always going to be here.
Now, in May of 2022, DCF says a superior court returned guardianship of Jacqueline back to her mother and father, including with support from DCF, the prior relatives, and the child's attorney. They also interacted with Jacqueline in September that year during an investigation involving her younger siblings. The department says the kids were enrolled in school and seen in the community during that time. DCF determined the children were safe. That case was later closed. In May of 2024, DCF says Jacqueline attended a medical appointment, and between November of 2022 and the fall of 2024, there had been no reports of child abuse or neglect with the family. Jacqueline's mother filed and was granted sole custody by the family court in June 2024, which DCF says it was not involved with. Police say the girl likely died in the fall of that year. Then months later, in January of 2025, DCF was investigating allegations concerning Jacqueline's younger sibling. In a statement, DCF wrote in part, Ms. Garcia stated at the time of our investigation that Jacqueline was being homeschooled and staying temporarily out of state with a relative. In response, DCF conducted a video call with a person who mother claimed to be Jacqueline, but again, police believe Jacqueline had been dead by then, so it's unclear who they actually spoke with. DCF says that information has been turned over to law enforcement and is still actively reviewing the situation, and lawmakers have concerns.
And I have a lot of questions about this, and I want to see my eyes on those reports, not a report about the report.
And today, state Democratic lawmakers have not gotten back to us, but previously the chairs of the Children's Committee had said DCF had, quote, failed the girl. We're told Jacqueline's siblings are now in state custody. And New Britain schools just provided these documents Jacqueline's mom filed in August 2024 to pull her daughter out of school and the plan to homeschool her. So lots of questions still, of course, about everything. Mike and Keisha.
This investigation is going to continue for a while, Matt. Thank you.
Now we have some new developments to tell you about in the torture and murder of an 11-year-old girl whose remains were found in New Britain.
Newly released arrest warrants detail what led police to charge the child's mother, her mother's boyfriend, and her aunt. The warrants also show Jacqueline Torres Garcia likely died from severe and prolonged malnourishment.
NBC Connecticut's Matt Austin's been digging into the documents all day. Matt,
Wow.
what have you learned?
Yeah, so Mike and Keisha, today these arrest warrants were unsealed for the 3 people charged in connection with the death of Jacqueline Torres Garcia. Detectives say during interviews with the 3 of them, there were stories of deception, denials, and horrible cruelty to the 11-year-old.
This picture captured the 5th grade graduation for Jacqueline Torres Garcia, known to many as Mimi. Newly released court documents revealed this celebration in June of 2024 was the last time her father saw her alive. Police report her death was several months later, and now we're learning an autopsy preliminarily found the 11-year-old died of severe and prolonged malnourishment.
Given the facts and circumstances of the case, the nature of the charges, state is asking that bond remain as set at $5 million.
Mimi's mother, Carla Garcia, and her boyfriend, Jonathan Anita, are charged with murder. Earlier this month, the girl's remains were found in a bin in New Britain about a year after her death. Following the discovery, Garcia allegedly told detectives during an interview that her kids were with family. But after officers checked on them, they told her All her children were accounted for, except Jacqueline. Garcia acted surprised, repeatedly asking, "What do you mean?" Initially, investigators say the mother blamed the boyfriend for hurting her daughter and denied knowing what eventually happened to her. In the arrest warrant, detectives wrote, Garcia later admitted that she and Anita would mistreat Jacqueline together because Jacqueline was bad, she didn't listen, and she didn't respect them. That included allegedly restraining Mimi and starving her before her death in their home in Farmington in the fall of 2024. In an interview with police, Anita initially suggested Garcia might have killed the girl and allegedly admitted to hiding the bin, possibly with the girl's remains. Mimi's aunt, Jacqueline Garcia, is charged with child cruelty. And during an interview with detectives about her time at the Farmington home, Jacqueline confirmed she did not call police, an ambulance, or report this violent behavior to any other agency, and instead watched the neglect progress.
Police also report finding bloody men's jeans in the car that allegedly the boyfriend used to move the bin. And the new owner of the condo in Farmington found zip ties and bottles of bleach and other cleaning products in the basement where reportedly the body had been hidden for a while. Mike and Keisha, back to you guys.
Just heartbreaking, Matt. The arrest warrants also reveal more about the interactions the family had with the Department of Children and Families, as well as police.
We've learned Farmington police responded to a noise complaint at the family's home in September of 2024, shortly after authorities believe Mimi was killed. A neighbor called police because they heard shouting and things being thrown. Officers were called to the home again 3 months later and a final time in February of this year. But police found nothing unusual.
And Mimi's father says he asked DCF to do a wellness check on her, but was told they could not because they didn't know where she was living. It is unclear when he contacted them. DCF previously told us it was not involved with the family from May 2024 until this January. It declined to comment further today.
Tonight, we are digging deeper into recently released videos that capture police officers speaking with the two people charged with murdering 11-year-old Jacqueline Torres Garcia.
Yeah, it happened at the home in Farmington where it's believed at the time the girl's body was allegedly in the basement. NBC Connecticut's Matt Austin is here with reaction to this. More and more keep coming out.
Yeah, Amber and Kevin, there were actually two officers on this call that started with a noise complaint, and the videos capture the roughly 4 minutes they spent with the girl's mother and the mother's boyfriend.
Body cams captured police arriving after a noise complaint at a condo in Farmington on December 29th last year. Little did they know at that time, it's believed the body of Jacqueline Torres Garcia was allegedly hidden in the basement.
Is everything okay? Yeah. You got a call. There's a lot of noise coming from your apartment.
They're always calling.
Carla Garcia, the girl's mother, and her boyfriend, Jonathan and Anita, chalked the noise up to Garcia being pregnant and moody. Both are now charged with murder after police believe they allegedly starved the 11-year-old to death.
Is this your only daughter? You guys got
One on the way, I have a son. Son's upstairs. He's on one. Well, he just turned 2, I'm sorry.
keep you guys busy.
Oh, yeah.
There is no mention of Jacqueline, who allegedly had been dead for several months at the time of this call.
The officers were not there to check how many people were there. They were there on a noise complaint. So they did not have the luxury of having that information that the numbers did not add up.
Oh, you guys are staying here?
Officers carried on a conversation, asked questions, and took down the couple's personal information. There's no mention of strange smells. Eventually, the odor from the decaying body was apparently so strong that Garcia allegedly later confessed they had to stay with friends and at hotels. In the officers' report, they noted there was no signs of fighting.
Now, had they asked for a consent search, they may have discovered her body down in the basement there.
Now, she was pregnant with another kid after she already done starved one kid. Yo, some people just like really be weird. Like, hold up, man. And you can see the way they look. They definitely look like something was going on. You know, but it's foul. God damn. They starved a kid to death. That's crazy.
But they were not suspicious enough. They were not given information enough to rise to the level of requesting a consent search of the apartment.
Now, besides this call, Farmington police also responded to the condo 3 other times for noise complaints. This was the only one where officers actually got to speak with Garcia and Anita.
The man accused in the death of Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia, the 11-year-old whose body was discovered behind a vacant home in New Britain. That man was back in court today in New Britain, but only briefly.
NBC Connecticut's Kevin Dice was there and joins us now in studio. Kevin, this may be the last time we see this suspect in New Britain, correct?
That's correct. Keisha, Mike, good evening. A very, very brief appearance just to go through some clerical stuff. They wanted to approve the consolidation of Jonathan Nanita's charges to Torrington. Now, on top of murder and conspiracy, a few other charges, we learned he's facing tampering with physical evidence and improper disposal of a body.
Note that this matter is being transferred to Torrington to consolidate with the other pending matter at this time.
Jonathan Nanita emotional at a brief court appearance in New Britain. He, along with his then-girlfriend Carla Garcia and Garcia's sister, are charged in connection with the death of Mimi. Court documents just released reveal that a friend of Nanita's brought 2 people to the location of the body, leading them to call police.
We ask that he remain in PC for ongoing safety concerns.
Nanita will remain in protective custody ahead of his next court appearance.
A lot of noise coming from your apartment.
They're always talking.
Nanita and Garcia had multiple run-ins with state and local agencies such as the Department for Children and Families and 4 noise complaints the Farmington Police Department responded to. Now, NBC Connecticut has learned the Office of the Child Advocate has launched a comprehensive investigation into agencies the family had contact with, including DCF, schools, and the court system. In a statement, Acting Child Advocate Christina Gio says, quote, "First, we determine what services were provided to the children and family, whether state laws and agency policies were followed, and whether there were missed opportunities to ensure the safety and well-being of the children involved. The second purpose is to understand whether there are any changes in law or policy that will help prevent future tragedies." Gio has declined interviews with NBC Connecticut, but former child advocate Sarah Egan explains these comprehensive investigations are lengthy but necessary.
The death of a child is a death like no other, and it demands our attention and it demands accountability. And I think we feel that from the community and from Mimi's family.
We start with breaking news. The cause of death has just been released for 11-year-old Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia. The Office of the Chief Medical Examiner says she died from fatal child abuse with starvation, and they're ruling it a homicide. Mimi's body was found in a container behind an abandoned home in New Britain last month. Investigators believe that Mimi had died a year earlier while the family was living in Farmington. 3 people are facing charges in connection to her death, including her mother, her mother's ex-boyfriend, and her aunt.
There are some new developments tonight in the murder case of 11-year-old Jacqueline Mimi Torres. Body camera footage shows Carla Garcia, Mimi's mother, and Jacqueline Garcia, Mimi's aunt, being arrested the night of October 12th.
NBC Connecticut's Melissa Cooney is joining us now live in New Britain, right outside that vacant home where that little girl's remains were found. Melissa, what's the very latest?
Yeah, well, let's just get right to that body cam video of Carla Garcia, her sister Jacqueline Garcia, and her former boyfriend Jonathan Nanita getting arrested. We'll start with the Garcia sisters. Take a look at this video. It shows police entering a home where Carla Garcia and her sister Jacqueline were in New Britain. Police ask Carla if Jacqueline is home. Then police put Jacqueline in handcuffs. Jacqueline asks the police why and for what reason. In the video, you can see both sisters in handcuffs before they're walked out by police. Next, we're going to show you video of Jonathan Nanita's arrest. Here, we know that there was a struggle with police and Nanita, which led to injuries to Nanita's face and head. In the video, police ask Nanita what his name is. He says it's Jonathan Alita, to which police say, no, it isn't. He also tells police he was going to turn himself in and said he, quote, didn't even do anything to that girl. Now, we also got official confirmation from the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner today. They say that the manner of Mimi's death was a homicide. They say the cause was child abuse and starvation. Live in New Britain, Melissa Cooney, NBC Connecticut News.
We have some new details in the murder of an 11-year-old girl in New Britain. The chief medical examiner says Jacqueline Mimi Torres Garcia died from fatal child abuse with starvation.
3 people are facing charges, including her own mother and her aunt. Tonight, we're getting a look at their arrest. NBC Connecticut's Jane Chaco walks us through that video.
Carla Garcia, Mimi's mother, remains silent as she's placed in handcuffs. Just 4 days after her daughter's remains were found outside an abandoned property in New Britain last month. It would not be until interviews with investigators that Garcia would explain her version of events, admitting that she and her ex-boyfriend stopped feeding Mimi about 2 weeks before she died, according to arrest warrants.
Is everything okay?
Yeah.
We got a call.
But that wasn't the first time police spoke to Garcia and her ex. Last December, officers were called to their Farmington apartment for a noise complaint. They didn't know it at the time, but now say they believe the pair were storing Mimi's body in the basement for months. Farmington Public Safety Director Paul Melanson noted that Garcia didn't mention her daughter Mimi during that interaction.
And when parents have done something like this, the remorse now is just an outpouring of remorse, and you didn't see that, which is really chilling.
Mimi's aunt, Jacqueline Garcia, was taken into custody the same day as her sister Carla. In the video, she asks officers why she's being arrested and then calls for her sister.
Why? For what? Car. Can you grab my phone?
Jacqueline Garcia later told police that her niece Mimi was deprived of food and was restrained with zip ties as punishment, but Garcia never called police. The third person arrested in this case is Carla Garcia's ex-boyfriend, Jonathan Nanita. That happened on October 13th after a car accident involving a stolen car, according to the city of New Britain. They say there was a struggle between him and police, which led to injuries on his face and neck. When talking about the scuffle, you can hear Nanita say he was going to turn himself in and that he didn't do anything to, quote, that girl.
Y'all didn't have to do that.
Turn yourself in.
You guys didn't have to do any of that.
You turned yourself in a while ago.
I was gonna say I was. You guys didn't have to do any of that, man. I didn't even do that to that girl, bro.
Wow. Yeah, that's deep, man. Yeah, that's deep. Yeah, man. Some people just got issues. Yeah. Could have dropped the girl off anywhere. Hospital, anywhere. Fire station, but damn, not to feed her. Like, man, some people be dealing with some major issues, man. They didn't have more kids. Have more kids. Like, wow. Crazy. Yeah, man, shout out to all y'all that rock with SBGB TV, man. You know, I appreciate all y'all, man. Go check out the merch, sbgbtv.com. If you want us to promote anything for you, email me at sbgbtv@gmail.com. Become a member. It's only $3.99.